Hello, glad to see you on our channel. In this video, I'll tell you the story of the common crane named Rusty from the Craneland Nature Reserve. What is so interesting about him? He is the pioneer in our study of cranes migrations by the means of a GPS tracker. We're watching his life since the beginning, and this year he made his own family. When this crane was fitted with a tracker, he was very young, only 4 months old. Ornithologists call such young cranes colts. He was named Rusty because of the color of his plumage. But how can you catch a big and well-flying bird to put a tracker in it? It is rather difficult indeed. A special vet tranquilizer is used for it, mixed with wheat grain. When birds eat this grain, they soon fall asleep and avoid stressing due to further manipulations. A special hood is put on the bird's head to avoid problems if it suddenly awakens. Usually birds are marked with color rings, but Rusty has an additional technological gadget, a GPS-GSM tracker. With its help, ecologists will be able to know some of the routes of cranes' migrations and could develop plans for protecting the key areas important for the birds. Observing Rusty's migrations, we found that he is wintering in the Agamon Hula Park in Israel, as most cranes born in the Craneland Nature Reserve do. The place is very popular among European cranes. Warm climate and care of local people make it a perfect wintering spot. Every day, tractors are bringing tons of corn to feed cranes. That is why numbers of cranes here are measured in tens of thousands. Our Rusty was photographed and identified by the personnel of the nature park on his first wintering. Other ringed cranes from other projects could be met here too. Young cranes begin molting after the winter spent in Agamon Hula, and by the time of returning to their native land, they lose reddish feathers, becoming barely distinguishable from their parents. They often migrate together, parents and their grown-ups from the previous year. But after the spring migration is finished, they finally separate. Adults have to prepare the nest for the next generation of their ginger-headed offsprings that will hatch in May, and youngsters gather in a specific flock consisting of immature cranes only. They will spend some years roaming together, visiting new places, socializing and possibly finding their future mates. We observed how Rusty migrated between Israel and Central Russia with his young friends for 2 years, but when he was 3 years old, we saw a wonderful thing. It was early April when one of the stationary wildlife cameras in the Craneland Nature Reserve spotted a crane. And it was our Rusty. He was not rust-colored, of course, and looked like regular adult crane by that time. Look, he is evidently on his own territory and is uttering mating calls. Let's see it again. Of course, we were eagerly waiting for the end of summer to see if he succeeded in finding a mate and raising chicks. Cranes' breeding grounds are mostly a great swamp, so we were unable to unveil the truth till autumn. In the beginning of September, parent cranes began presenting their debutants on local fields. We spotted a crane with recognizable color rings among them. It is definitely Rusty, but look, he's not alone. A young ginger-headed crane is walking by his side, Rusty the second. A bit later, we saw the whole family together. And look, there's another young crane. That's our boy. Even experienced adult cranes manage to raise more than one chick not every year. And for Rusty, it is his first try, and it is so successful. He and his mate are caring parents as all cranes. Just look how he teaches his offspring to treat corn cobs. It is a common practice in cranes families that each of the parents is choosing a favorite colt with whom is spending most of the time. Rusty's family is not an exclusion. While his mate is mostly seen together with the bigger and grayish colt, Rusty himself prefers the smaller one with brighter ginger tint. And of course, the whole family is often getting together. Before they start autumn migration, Rusty and his family have to build up energy reserves for the long travel. We hope everything will be good with them. It is a strange feeling. Seems like very few time has passed since Rusty, an unexperienced 5 months old young crane, was leaving for his first migration. And now he created his own family that will, let us hope, give lots of new offsprings to the Craneland Nature Reserve.